Hi everyone, welcome to MarikaCreations. Today I will make my DIYs in clay, so I hope you will enjoy that and get inspired. This video is part of This Is My Thing collab hosted by Maria at RUSTIC, and some of the ladies, you can see them here. I will leave a link in my description to the channel of Maria, also a link to the playlist of this challenge so you can get loads of inspiration. So stay tuned for all this.
I start off by cutting off a piece of clay like that. I use clay that has to be fired in a kiln, but I'm sure you can go with air dry clay or something that can dry in your oven at home. So now I'm just banging it a little bit before I start rolling it with my rolling pin. I will roll it out to the thickness that I need, about a ½ centimeter, quite thick this one, because I'm going to make a book, quite a big one, and I need it to be sturdy and not collapse on me. So I'm measuring out the length and width of the book, and this is both sides of the book. You will see in a minute how it's supposed to be. And the spare pieces will become the thickness of the book, the book pages, if you will. So I mark where I need to put my pages, and then I score and slip the pages. Slip is just wet clay, so that will be the glue. Now you will see how it will look. It will go like that, and it will look like a book, I assure you. So I just score and slip my pieces, and now I'm marking, just make indents so it will look like book pages. Doesn't need to be perfect, it will be an old-fashioned looking book. So wetting the clay and putting it in place. Then I will make a thin coil to put on the inside there to reinforce my piece so it won't collapse. Continue on the sides. And more coiling. I put the coils in place and smooth them out with my wooden tools, and just make sure that they blend in well with the clay already there, so it will be nice and sturdy. And then I just check if they are the right size and adjust them a bit.
If you're new to my channel, hi! I am Marika, and on this channel I do lots of DIYs, thrift flips, trash to treasure, renovation of my home, some pottery, some painting, anything creative really. Please join me, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, and let's be friends.
I have my box ready. Now it's time to put the lid on the top part of the book, but before I do that, I will fill it with these paper rolls to make sure it won't collapse due to the weight of the clay, just to support it while it's drying. They will burn to ashes in the kiln later. So I score and slip there as well. Then I just make sure that it's in place. And this is how it looks at the moment. Already looking like a book, doesn't it? So this is the base of my book, and now it's time to decorate it. I will make a magic book. I will show you. I have made another piece of slab, thinner this time, only a couple of millimeters, 2 or 3, As you saw, I put some lace on there and just pressed it into the clay to get a nice pattern. And this will be the locking mechanism on the side of my book, like you see here. So I mark so that it's centered. I score and slip here as well, and just press it into place and blend the clay on the edges. I add some more of this textured clay, so now I'm making 2 equal sized triangles, as you see here. And I will put these triangles on the corners of my book, the ones you see on older books to protect the corners. Don't know what they're called, but here you can see how they look. And I scored and slip here as well, of course, always, so they won't fall off while drying. So I'm blending and just make sure it looks nice and neat. I go over it with my wet paintbrush as well, with just a little slip on to make sure. Now I will decorate the spine of the book with some coils that I made, 2 of them, 1 on each side, like that. Measure where I want them, cut them off, and put them in place with scoring and slipping, like you see me do here. And now it's time for a longer coil. So go across like that, slip and score and put it in place. Make sure to blend the edges and cut off the excess. I have printed out this beautiful Celtic symbol. It represents unity and eternal spiritual life, and the circle protects it so it cannot be broken. So I put my printout onto the clay, and with my needle tool I just trace around it. So I cut it and then I go over the pattern, not go through it, just make an indent so I know where to cut later on. So you can see that. And now I take my X-Acto knife and just cut out the empty spaces. You can't do the cutouts on a very wet clay. You have to wait until it has stiffened a little bit, and not completely dry of course, but it makes life a lot easier and you won't distort the piece while cutting. I take my paintbrush and some slip and just go over my piece so it's nice and smooth and looks beautiful. Then on the back side of it I just score it, mark it where I want it on the book, some more slip and just press it on and go over it again with my paintbrush and make sure that everything is nice and neat, exactly how I want it. Now I will work on the lock of my book, and I will make a heart shape lock. So I've cut out a heart shape And now I'm making the walls with another piece of clay, just blending everything in so it will stay together like that. Now it's time to put it on my piece. Can't hardly see what I'm doing here. I'm sorry, I'm out of frame here, but you will soon see. And then I put the upper piece of the lock in place. Making sure that it's the right size. Like so. Blending it in, make sure that it's in place. And then I need that, or whatever you call it, you see what I'm doing here, the one thing that actually locks it. Now it looks almost like a lock. I just need the keyhole now, right there. And I will embellish it a little bit further with some tiny half sphere shapes representing the metal bolts on the lock. Now I have to sign my book as well with my MK seal stamp. So I just made a circle there and put my stamp on it and put it on the spine of the book. And make another circle, and I will press in a stamp of a dragonfly there. I will also put that on the spine of the book. Now it's time to write the title of the book, and I have these letters in wood that I will place out where I want them. The name of the book is Create a Magical Life. Don't have all the letters here because I don't have that many of each, so I will put them in place as I go. And I will just press them in to the clay gently, not to distort the book completely. This is how it looks. As you can see, I have also off camera made a key, a bookmark with the key there, so you can open the book if you want to. And there is my dragonfly. Looking good, doesn't it? I love it. So now I will set it to dry for over a week and hope everything will dry as it should with no cracks or anything. Now I will work on some decorative chains that you can just put on your coffee table, looking high-end. I have made another slab here, very thin, like 2-3 millimeters, and now I'm making these strips of clay, 3 of them. I will have 3 chain links, so they are 40 centimeters long and 5.5 centimeters wide. I have this wooden skewer that I will put them on because I will make them hollow. One thing to remember is to move that skewer every now and then so the clay won't stick to it, because it's very hard to pull it out if you don't. So I'm closing my piece here and pull out the wooden skewer and form it into a chain link. I will slip and score the ends like so, and just put it together and blend the clay. I make them hollow because they dry a lot quicker, and it is also to prevent them from cracking and breaking in the kiln. You can surely make them as just thick coils and get away with it as well. No problem, I think. So I'm making the second chain link just the same, just close it up like that. And then I make a third one, and that one I don't put together, still open, because I need to connect them now, like you see me do here. And then I will slip and score and put them together and blend the clay. In order for my chain not to get out of shape while drying, I just support it with some toilet paper rolls. Making my little MK seal now. Little circle, stamp my initials and put it in place on my chain. I put some pieces of toilet paper roll where the links are meeting, like that, so before it's completely dry they won't just stick together. The last thing I will do is to make another chain, but this time I will do it with a marble effect, and I will show you how I do that. I have that lighter clay, 6 pieces of it, doesn't matter how many, and I will lasagne it a bit, putting a darker one and a lighter one, as you see me do here. And once I have my pile ready, I will just bang it on my table there. I can't knead it because that will make everything spoiled, so I divide them in 4 pieces like that and just put them just randomly together again. Continue my procedure of banging like that, and then keep it as a square as much as possible. And then it's time to again divide my clay, 4 pieces again. Looking yummy, doesn't it? Looks like a cake. Banging them together again, and then I will just roll it out into a slab. It looks like this. Beautiful, doesn't it? Looks a bit like marble. And then I will have the same procedure as with the other chain. You don't have to see that process all over again. If you like this video and videos like this, be sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button, of course, for more inspirational videos. And here is how the marble chain looks like, all supported, drying. And I will show you some other things I've done. A fairy there, the book you've seen already, another fairy, and some wall sconces. I will leave them here to dry for at least a week, probably a bit more than the first firing at 1000 degrees Celsius glazing, and the second firing at 1230 degrees Celsius. Here is how my book turned out. Looking old, doesn't it? I love how it turned out. What do you think? Name of the book, Create a Magical Life, written by your higher self. Let me know in the comments what you think. And here is the first chain sitting on my coffee table. This one with the darker clay, I just put it through the kiln once. I did not glaze it, so it's kind of rough like that. And the marble chain is right here, looking beautiful. I did put a glaze on this one, just a transparent one. It's more glossy, as you can see. What do you think? Did you have a favorite of my creations today? Let me know in the comments. And here are some of my other pieces that I made and how they turned out. Now it's time to go over to my description and press that playlist link to the collab. Just click and enjoy. Thank you so very much for watching. See you soon again in my next one. Until then, take care. Bye.